guys and gals, welcome back to RANT time. And what do we have today? Well, today is a serious topic, okay? Serious. If you can judge by the title, I'm talking about net neutrality. Alright, so you might be like, what are you talking about? Or what is net neutrality? Net neutrality, before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, is the ideology that all internet traffic is to be treated entirely equally. There can be no selection over, what you prefer, what you don't prefer. So basically, it's something that is given to internet service providers, which is in effect a non-competitive market, really, because there's not a whole lot of legit individual internet providers out there. It's usually like an oligopoly, and if there are a bunch of them, then it's usually offshoots of bigger brands or someone just trying to do something entirely different. Pretty much that's what it is. That's how ISPs work. Now, they have to be given this order because if they're not, then they can abuse their power and pretty much selectively choose things over another. So what this means is that now ISPs can say, hey, we don't like Netflix, fuck that. Or we don't like, Google, fuck that. Alright? Or we don't like their traffic, so, we're going to selectively choose which ones or which ones not to do. Alright, so basically it is going against the fact that now it gives the option to limit things. Now let me tell you, alright, let me tell you right now what this essentially means. A majority of internet service providers, like AT&T or Time Warner, they're usually cable providers as well, and what they're going after is something like Netflix. If you look over here in the Canadian market itself, we have Rogers and Bell. Now if you look exclusively at Rogers, they're a cable, TV, phone provider. Rogers' biggest threat in the cable market is Netflix, okay? Because the thing is, they compete directly with them. Netflix allows you to rent, Rogers allows you to rent as well. Netflix makes you pay a subscription, Rogers makes you pay individually per each, show, movie, episode, whatever. So that's how the system works. Rogers fucking ain't selling shit because Netflix is selling stuff for cheaper. That's how capitalism works. So people go to Netflix, buy shit from there because they're getting it cheaper and a better product. But now that net neutrality is gone, well, not here in Canada, in the US specifically, because that's where this court order is down. I'm just putting it in Canadian terms, for me at least, just to let me explain to you better. Rogers can now say, fuck Netflix. You're on our plan. Fuck Netflix. Alright, motherfucker, you are watching our shit. That's how it works, because there's discrimination now, open season. Same thing with the US now. This is what this market is aimed towards. Why this happened is because there's lobbyists who pretty much work for these groups, and if you don't know, US telecom providers lobby this shit all the time. They don't like net neutrality. It gets in the way of their other businesses. Alright, and because of such successful lobbying, alright, that's such a fucking vague term sometimes, but pretty much at this point, they have won. Net neutrality is killed, telecom providers can out buttfuck you without lube. Pretty much that's what it is. So, what happens now? Alright, you guys might be like, well, the internet is dead, Mutahar. What are we gonna do now? They're gonna control us, yada 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 yada, end of the world. Let me tell you why I held off on this. This will not last. Okay, if you don't know how the US works, or if you live outside it, I lived over there too, I've studied some law. Let me tell you how US law works. It's a very complicated system in the United States. A very fair, nice system, but it's very complicated. A lot of the laws that are made there are very vague in comparison to some other countries. Very vague laws that can be, interpreted in other ways, yada yada yada. And they tend to get struck down and replaced over time. Now, the FCC has not entirely lost. They can obviously work towards something new. But here's why you will get net neutrality back. This affects a lot of Fortune 100 companies. Okay, lots of them. Let me tell you how. Fortune 500 companies are affected. You, consumers, we don't matter. Okay, fuck the consumer. That's the entire ideology of any business or, mindset that people share nowadays. Let's take three of the biggest companies out there in the world. Microsoft, Apple, and Google. These three rely on the idea of net neutrality. Let me tell you how. Let me just give you examples. Apple has its own app stores. It has its own, digital distribution center, pretty much. iTunes. Microsoft now utilizes the Xbox and Windows brand to, and the Zune brand to basically run its own digital store. Google does the same thing as well. These are people that are competing in that same entire group, and they're people that make a lot of money off this stuff too. So by introducing this, they're going to get discriminated against too. they're not going to take it that well. For as many lobbyists that Verizon, AT&T, I don't even know, Verizon sells internet, yeah, AT&T, Time Warner, Microsoft, Apple, and Google have lawyers and lobbyists that will literally jack your shit up, okay? I'm telling you right now. These are companies that will fight for you, all right? You might hate Microsoft, you might hate Apple, you might hate Google. We're talking about Sony's involved in this too. Sony, especially with PlayStation Now, they're going to have to get into this now too. Valve, they're going to get into it too, because not only are they releasing new hardware systems, but they're releasing systems that stream. They have a service where they're working off digital distribution. You fucking introduce this concept and Steam is in threat. Okay, because that's a download-only service. Steam isn't like a service where you buy a disc and it comes to you. Yeah, you can burn into discs, but you're downloading shit. Same thing with Netflix. Netflix is a little pissed about it too, and it's understandable. They're a streaming-based service. Yes, they give you discs, but a lot of their markets and their clientele run off the stream-only service as well. If you're not allowed to stream, or you're not allowed to have equal rights to that streaming service, then you're screwed. So take it from me. This won't last for a long time, alright? I'm pissed too. The internet's the last bastion of freedom we really have, alright? And it sucks even then, because we get fucking surveillance on this too. I mean, I'm a supporter, you know, if I have nothing to hide, whatever, check on me now too. But the thing is, this is bullshit, okay? I want to go on these websites. I go on Netflix, I go on YouTube especially could get fucked too. I mean, what if they don't want you? I mean, you can get like full shows on YouTube sometimes too through hidden accounts. Fucking, they can introduce something on YouTube too. Google's not going to be too happy about it. YouTube for them is a billion-plus-dollar industry. Just saying. They are going to get involved into this, and when they get involved, there's going to be a big-ass legal battle. FCC is going to come in. They're most definitely siding with Microsoft, Apple, and Google on this one. Trust me, with the amount of money, lawyers, lobbyists that our side has is incomparable to, you know, something that Time Warner, AT&T, and all they have, all right, versus the telecom providers. Now, granted, it might be struck down, but I'm telling you right now, guys, give it a little bit of a break. Go talk to these people. You know, start something, tweet it out, spread the message. I guess, you know, you can do that. But trust me, in the world of economics and corporations and greedy business practices, your friends that you might hate, you know, some of you guys might hate Microsoft or you hate Google or whatever, they will have to fight this. And trust me, when they fight, they're going to fight in the dirtiest way possible. And when they fight dirty, they almost always end up winning. Net neutrality is coming back. They're not going to let this one slide. I'm telling you right now. You guys might be like, Mudahar, you're being a conspiracy theorist. This is how the business world works, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so I know I didn't get really angry in this rant, but I just gotta explain to you what's going on. You know, you can share this video, whatever, but I'm just telling you the brass, honest facts of the situation. Honest to God truth. Just because it's struck down in the US of all places, you know, I don't know about any other country. In Canada, we're still safe. But for all of the American viewers, and like I said, some of you guys can be like, well, it's in the US and I live in Europe or Asia or something. What does it matter to me? If it happens in the US, chances are it could fall over to Russia, Europe, Asia, any other continent of the world. Okay? It's not just, if it's like the domino effect. One domino falls over, the rest soon start tipping. Just saying. So, like I said, this isn't going to last. There's going to be equal freedom, especially in the world where money is involved. These companies are going to get involved. Fucking the world's most grittiest legal battle is going to ensue, and 99.9% of the chance we're winning, alright? Or at least there's going to be a revision where we will have the freedoms, because, like I said, alright, this is getting in the way of some of the biggest companies in the world. They're going to fight for you guys. It's going to be like soap all over again. You didn't lose, alright? Net neutrality is down, but trust me, you will get it back, okay? Trust me on that one, alright? Because I'll tell you right now, a couple months from now, this thing could start up, and you know, I'm just telling you right there and then. So a lot of you sent me these links, and I wanted to hold off on it. I really did. All right, I wanted to see how this thing was going to draw out, and I was going to see the entire thing after the whole dust settled. I'm going to tell you what it is, how it is, why it is. All right, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. So if you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe. And tell me what the next topic for rant time should be. Message it, put it in the comments below. I prefer if you put it in the comments below, then people could upvote it so I could see if you wanted me to talk about that more specifically. But that being said, this is me, Mudahar, and I am out. And by the way, if you're all wondering what game I'm playing right now, this is Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. I picked it up on that PlayStation 14 sale for the PS3 for like $3.70 something. That's if you're a Plus subscriber. I don't know the actual like normal discounted price, but so far it's a really nice game. Reminds me a lot of Uncharted because of all the platforming and whatnot here. But as of now, it's actually a really decent game. This is like the beginning of it, and I'll tell you a lot more about it later if I need to. But so far it's a nice game, and if you're a Plus subscriber for like $4, this is not a bad purchase. It comes with all the DLC anyways because it's like the premium edition. So definitely give it a try if you want to check out a game. It's also out for the 360 and PC as well. But yeah, so if you ever wonder what game I'm playing, I'll key it in the beginning of the video, put it in the description, sometimes mention it at the end. And this is me, Mudahar, and now I am out.